What's going on, guys? It's your boy Eisen back with another Dragon Ball Legends breakdown, and today we're going to be taking a look at everything that has dropped with the BROLY update. We're going to go ahead and start off by looking at the equipments that have dropped with this new update. Head over to the archive here and organize it by not owned. The current equipments that are not available. This is a new awaken that has just been added. It gives critical strike attack, strike defense, and then critical strike attack and strike pure for if you have a battle member other than sagas from the movie on your team, and only Super Saiyan sagas from the movies can use this. This could be some insane stuff on a crit based sagas from the movie character. Don't know if we have any of those around. Videl, I believe, is one. I don't remember if BROLY is one as well, but this could be pretty insane, honestly. It's a lot of base strike and on top of a strike pure as well as crit. So a pretty good equip there that you can get from the Ultra Space Time Rush. We do also have this new equip as well. Special move, health, strike attack, and to strike attack if characters tag Super Saiyan for PO. Very solid equip as well right here. Not sure how many people can really use this besides BROLY, but this is a very good equip for BROLY. The other new equip as well is this equip right here. That gives double base defenses, double base offenses, health, and special moves to event exclusive yellow sagas from the movie characters. This is a equip for the new free-to-play Goku that is also part of this update. With that being said, we'll go ahead and start taking a look at the new units in the update, beginning with BROLY. Let's take a look at his maximum stats at 14 stars. 270 strike attack, 190k defenses, pre-transforming is absolutely freaking insane. Let's take a quick peek at his post-transformation stats. Oh my god. That is before Arts Boost, guys. That is before Arts Boost. Wait a minute, I'm lying to you guys. That is with Arts Boost because we are on max, but that is still very, 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 very good stats right there. As far as his kit goes, not much has changed, obviously, since the breakdown that we have done on him. Not gonna do a quick overview of his kit because we do pretty much know everything he does. If you guys have not checked out the initial breakdown for him, make sure to go ahead and check that out. Don't believe that there has been any new information added here, really. If anything, maybe just the cards that he holds. He holds a strike and blast card, nothing special. Let's go ahead and now look at the kit of Videl, who we actually have not seen at all yet. We just know that she is a green support time. Let's see what she's looking like. Pretty solid strike attack, I guess, for a support unit. Really bad stats, to be honest. This is arch boosted. This is not very good. Having 262 offenses is borderline laughable, if it not is laughable. Blast attack is atrocious. The defenses could be better, could be worse, but they're at least somewhat usable. Let's take a look at her kit now. We have no idea what she does. Her strike and blast are pretty standard. No blast armor to note on her strike card. Her blue card does major impact damage for 30% special move on activation. Shortens ally sub count by 2 on hit. Nice little utility right there. And if her special move has been enhanced, we'll see how she gets that enhanced move later on in her kit. Then she gets an additional 30% special move damage inflicted. Taking a look at her green card, she draws a strike card next, restores ki by 40, gets 15% strike damage inflicted for 20 counts, applies her buff effect on herself, gives her cover change null, as well as giving 15% support to allies and shortening their sub count yet again by 2. If it has been enhanced, she also gets type neutral for 5 counts. Pretty solid green card there, not bad at all. Nice little time stop and buffer. Taking a look at her ult, does massive impact damage, 30% to ultimate damage on activation. On hit, shortens ally sub count by 5 and destroys all of your enemy cards. Pretty solid right there. If it's been enhanced, she gets an additional 30% damage inflicted and nullifies endurance, blast armor when charging forward. Pretty standard stuff, nothing too insane in her kit right now. Let's see what she does on the rest of it. Main ability. Randomly destroys 1 card to draw her ultimate. Not bad. Restores ki by 50. Nullifies own attribute downgrades and abnormal conditions for 20 counts. Restores ally health by 15. And here's something of note. She gives 15% damage inflicted to your allies permanently. If her main ability is enhanced, she also gives you an additional health by 20%. Not bad at all. Her Z ability is strike attack and defense. Very, very good right there. with an additional blast defense to sagas from the movies. Her first unique ability is giving her 110% damage inflicted, 30% strike damage, 70% cut, 30% key recovery, 40% crit rate, She is a crit rate based character. Applies the attribute upgrade to herself that shortens her sub count by 2 for 60 counts, very useful. And she has type neutral defense for 60 counts, that's also very useful, especially considering she's in a UG4 meta. When she enters the battlefield, she draws a card, gets 50% damage inflicted, nullifies enemy destroy card effects, and inflicts a plus 15 arts cost to the enemy. Useful stuff there, nothing too crazy, just general things. When she uses a strike card, however, she gets 5 ki back every single time, restores ally health by 5% activating once, but does reset on switch, and shortens ally sub count by 1, which also resets on switch. She has a strike cover change. Whenever she falls below 50% health, she randomly destroys one of her cards and gets a special arts card, restores health by 30%, gets 40% more damage inflicted, 30% more key recovery and card draw speed, -5 to her strike arts cost, and enhances her green card, blue card, ultimate arts, main ability through that as well. Shortening ally sub count by 5, reducing enemy ki by 100, sealing enemy main for 3 counts, and to allied movies, girls, or character Gohan, when she switches to standby, she gives 15% permanent damage activating twice, as well as 30% key recovery and canceling their attribute downgrades and abnormal conditions. That is absolutely phenomenal. Very, very good support. You're getting 45% permanent damage support out of this Videl practically for free. You're going to start off with her, switch her out. She has a shortened sub count. She's going to come back in. You're going to pop her main, and then she's going to switch out again, and boom, you're getting 45% permanent damage right there. That's absolutely amazing support. She could be a little bit better on her disruption, but can't be perfect. So overall, pretty solid Videl. Nothing too crazy. Decent stuff. Now let's take a look at Mr. Free-to-Play Goku here. His stats are horrible. Nice. As expected from the free-to-play trend that has been continuing, we've been getting some horrible stats for free-to-plays. This is atrocious for the fact that it is arts boosted. Let's take a look at his kit. Nothing special on Striker Blast, no blast armor. His blue card gets 30% damage inflicted up to 60% once he gets to 50 timer counts. His green card gets 15% permanent damage inflicted for himself and -5 to arts cost that all activates twice, and gets a blast card. So he seems to be definitely a range type unit as it is stated up there. Looking at his main ability, he randomly destroys 2 of his own cards to get 2 special move arts cards, restoring health by 15 and ki by 50, 100% to the next special move damage inflicted, cancels own attribute downgrades and abnormal conditions. Pretty standard main, nothing crazy. His Z ability is blast attack and defense. Whenever he enters the battlefield, he gets 90% damage inflicted, 30% special move damage, 70% cut, 50% key recovery, and level 1 card draw speed. Coming into the battlefield, he also gets his special arts card twice, restores his own health by 10% and ki by 30, 70% damage inflicted, and shortens ally sub count by 1 twice, 10% permanently to his own crit rate that activates 3 times. When he switches to standby, he restores ki by 30, restores character Gohan or character Goten health by 10%, and 20% to special move damage inflicted by character Gohan and character Goten. I am seeing a trend here, and that trend is leading me to believe we are getting a Ultra Gohan as the Ultra for this part. That's going to be Family Kamehameha or something along those lines, and I'm not liking it. Whenever he cover changes, he nullifies own unfavorable elements for damage sustained for 5 counts. Destroys a card and reduces enemy ki by 50. Not bad. Does that twice and also cancels their buff effects twice. Pretty decent stuff. Nothing too crazy. When he's hit by the enemy arts attack while he's on the battlefield, activating once, he shortens allies sub count by 2, cancels allies attribute downgrades, inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade -30% key recovery, and that resets whenever he switches out. That's pretty nice. It's pretty useful that it resets. If it didn't reset, it would be pretty mediocre. And then this is the part that was kind of revealed on Twitter. He does get stronger as the match goes on, but a little too late into the match to get its buffs, it looks like. 25 counts for 10% damage, 50 counts for 20% damage and 20% crit rate, and a whopping 75 counts to get 20% ally health and 20% ally damage inflicted. That is pretty bad, man. Pretty bad. Goku seems pretty subpar, but hopefully he's better in testing than he is on paper. Most likely not. With that being said, the only unit left to go over is Mr. EX Gohan, who is apparently getting the biggest glaze of his life. Let's see what he does. Pretty horrible stats as expected of a EX. Looking at his kit, no blast armor. Blue card just gets 30% special move damage. His green card restores ally health and ally sub countdown. It's a green card for sure. His main ability gives him some damage inflicted and stuff. It's definitely a main ability of all time. His Z ability is actually pretty good. He gets 32% to strike and blast defense, and Super Saiyans get blast attack as well from his Z ability. When he comes into the battlefield, he gets some pretty standard buffs, but the noticeable thing there is he does give crit rate to allied character Videls. So he'll pair really well with that new Videl that we just went over. Interesting that this guy is a melee type with a blast Z ability, but they've been doing that a lot lately as well. And then depending on the characters that are in your party, he gets buffs. He gets a 30% to his special move with a Goku, 30% to damage inflicted with a Goten, and gets a Dragon Ball. And with a character Videl, he gets 30% to damage inflicted by allies. That is insane. That is insane. 30% damage inflicted to allies for free is pretty nuts. When he comes, especially when you pair that with Videl, you're getting like 75% damage inflicted to all your allies. That's pretty nice, but you do have to run 2 of them. So there's that, and you're running an EX. That kind of sucks. And when he comes into the battlefield, he's using a strike card, damage inflicted, pretty standard stuff there as well. When he comes into the battlefield 3 times, when he's hit with an enemy arts card, he gets 30% damage and all these other buffs. And when he switches to standby, he provides support. Under 50%, he also gets these buffs. Nothing too insane. He's kind of just standard. Pretty decent for an EX, but nothing like super amazing to really be fathoming over, I guess. He just kind of exists. We're going to head over to Twitter here, taking a look at Hydros' Twitter. Shout out to Hydros for the data mines as always. Him and Grazdog hooking it up. We have a new PvP message that's also going to be dropping alongside this one and this one. Pretty solid looking PvP messages for BROLY the GOAT. Those are the equipments we did go. These are the new art sleeves right here. There's the new title screen. There is going to be a new raid coming up, and because of that raid, we do know that Goku is character color yellow, and these are the colors for all the units, which we did just go over as well. And that's going to be the bonuses for the upcoming raid. With that being said, the current banner that we know for BROLY does feature Nappa Vegeta on there. And the next Space Time Duel season is obviously going to be a BROLY season. This is going to be the event for you to farm the new free-to-play Goku. And that is pretty much all that this week's Legends Weekly Update has for you. Don't forget to claim your TOP rewards as well as your PvP rewards. And with that being said, this is your boy Aizen, signing out.